איך עושה הסוס יובלי? כן, זה חיפוש. לכובע, נכון? איפה שמים את הכובע? על הראש, נכון.
All right. So the girls were born on the 15th of October.
How old were they when they were born?
They were 29 weeks.
29 weeks. That's
29 weeks. They were very, very, very tiny. I mean, Yuval was bigger then, and bigger than Alma. She was 1,330 kg, and Alma was 1,300 kg.
Can you give us an idea with your hands how big they were?
I can't quite imagine it, but they were like... I didn't actually hold them because I wanted to have babies for a very, very long time, and eventually I realised that I wasn't going to get pregnant.
In fact, how old were you when you got married?
Look, let's face it, I think that I'm about 41 now, and I'm not 41. I'm almost 52, okay? Right. So just cut off for 10 years.
Yeah, okay.
But I've been married for 8 years. Right. I mean, I really, really knew that I had to be a mummy. I just felt it was part of me. And as the years started ticking by, I thought, I've got to find another way. So I did. To do surrogacy in India. And he said, Sarah, are you in a quiet place? And I said, well, I'm in Plaçon, it's not exactly quiet here. And he told me that the girls had been born. So we didn't have our visas yet.
When you first saw them, and they were so tiny, what did you think?
I just thought that they're lovely. They're my little girls. I can hardly remember the tubes now. I mean...
Because you had to rush over to India?
We had to rush over very, very quickly.
Because in fact they were almost 2 months premature.
More. 29 weeks. They were supposed to be 40 weeks. So they're 11 weeks early.
Wow. How long were you in India?
2 months.
You had to stay in India because the children were unable to travel because they were so small.
I'll start with Yuvali. She had lots and lots of problems breathing. And so she was receiving oxygen for quite a long time. At a certain stage, we were told that she had bleeding in her brain, and that it was only 1 degree and that we shouldn't worry. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, they told us that it was 3 degrees, and that's quite serious. And so the only solution was really to operate on her. I must say that I was a bit concerned before the operation, and I made numerous phone calls to Israel, and I managed to speak to so many wonderful, wonderful people in Israel that I haven't even had an opportunity to thank properly. And but the main message I received was we don't operate before 2 kilos. Right. And Yuvali was only 1 kilo 600. And I was really concerned. And they told me there that it was the only way to save her. I spoke to the nurse on the kibbutz. They were very, very supportive on the kibbutz. They were so supportive. And she said to me, Sarah, if you have a neurosurgeon who tells you that he can do it and that he's done it before, place your trust in him. And I did. And I'm so grateful because he saved Yuvali's life. So and I want to say something about Yuvali. She has such perseverance. She's just incredible. She always knows what's best for her. And I realised that really from the very beginning. And she wasn't prepared to take milk in the hospital when they wanted to give her milk according to their hours. And when we came out of the hospital, I said to the doctor, Dr. Ahusha, please, can I just feed her according to her needs? And he said, as long as she gets so much milk a day, it's okay. And that's what happened. And the moment I could feed Yuval, when she asked for milk, she ate more than what the doctor had said was her minimum.
Well, I remember when you eventually brought the children here, you were measuring the milk so very, very carefully.
Yeah, all the time. But maybe I should say a few words about Alma, because Alma had a lot less problems than Yuvali. And the first thing that comes to my mind is to say that Alma's name is Soul in Spanish, and she has a great soul. She was always so wonderful. And the other thing I have to say about Alma is that I knew that it was really important to hold the girls as much as I could. And Alma was the first one that I was able to hold. Alma was much stronger than Yuvali. She was able to breathe much earlier on her own. and she seemed to not suffer. As a result, I was also able to hold her and give her what's called kangaroo. And kangaroo is when you hold the baby close to your body, skin to skin. I used to go and scrub myself. It's like in all the programs we see on TV when they tell the doctors to scrub their hands. Well, I learnt to scrub my hands, to scrub here and scrub there and scrub everywhere. And I also used to scrub my body. And then I used to take my clothes off and just put Alma on my body and hold her. And I used to hold her and sing to her. It was lovely. It was very blissful.
And you had to be taught to suck because they were so premature, is that correct?
Yes, actually, I forgot.
Yeah?
I can't remember. Yes, I'm trying to think if Alma actually had a problem. I'm not sure if Alma had a problem learning to suck. I think Yuvali did. I remember I had to go like this to her. Because if you think about it, when you go like this, it makes you suck.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to say, it's very important for me to say this. In India, we were so looked after. It was incredible. And I want to start with mentioning the wonderful doctor whose name is Priyaja, who actually became pregnant while we were there. And anyway, Priyaja now has a baby and we're friends with her on Facebook. And but she was very, very, very able to listen to me. And I remember saying to her once something like, I know what my baby needs. And she said, now, she wrote to me on Facebook and she said, now I understand what you meant. And there's this wonderful doctor, Huja, who he was always rushing and he was very scary because he told us that the situation of the girls was critical. But I didn't let myself stop and get scared. I knew that they were going to be okay. I believed in them from the start. And so did Raviv. I must say Raviv was wonderful. We were both there all the time together. And I was allowed to go and spend a lot of time with the girls, but Raviv wasn't, and he had to sit outside the room. Well, I could go in and hold them and kangaroo them and sing to them and talk to them and make friends with the people sitting next to me and sing mantrot. The women sitting next to me were singing mantrot to their children, so I joined in and I also sang mantrot to my babies. And I felt very much at home there.
What is mantrot?
Indian songs that call for help, like songs to the gods.
Mm-hmm.
And Om Namah Shivaya, which is, just all these, it was important for me. And also in the hotel that we stayed, we were just embraced in a way that is difficult to explain or describe. People used to say to me things like, people who were absolute strangers would say to me, mark my words, your girls will be okay. And it's like all along the way, I just felt so protected, and it was good for me. It doesn't really matter. It was just, there was so much love there. There was so much acceptance, and it just helped us be very relaxed. We got home to this wonderful, wonderful kibbutz that we live in. And because we've got twins, we were given help. We had somebody in the house, and so I was really able to carry on holding the girls and talking to the girls. Alma was already like 2 kilos. In Israel, they don't let children out of the premise before they're 2 kilos plus. Now, Alma was just 2 kilos. When we flew, she was out of the hospital 10 days before. But Yuvali was only 1 kilo 600 when we flew back, which is tiny, 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 tiny. So where are we today?
Yeah.
We are now in June 2015, and Alma and Yuval are in the baby house. Because Yuvali had so many problems when she was smaller, she's much more sure of herself, Yuvali. She's not afraid of falling down. She knows that if she falls down, she'll get herself up. And Alma is more careful. I'm staying with Alma a minute because Alma started walking between me and Raviv. Do you remember the excitement? She was kind of rushing backwards and forwards between us, and we were all so excited. And then on Independence Day, Yuvali kind of said, hello, I can do it also. And she just started waddling around and walking and falling and walking and falling, and she doesn't need to walk between anyone, but she has to learn everything. We have to teach her things. And Alma, she's learning about the world in the way that lots of babies learn about the world. They both know exactly what they want, and I keep on reassuring myself that it's good that they're headstrong.
מה קשה?
Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Yuval.
אוקיי. יש לי ממוצע מעצמה. גם היא רוצה.
וואו! יובלי! גם בלילה בדור שלי.
והחזיר? איך עושה החזיר? והעז? זאת העז? צל?
איפה אבא? איפה אבא? איפה אבא? אבא, איפה אמא?
יובלי, איפה סבא? איפה סבא?
אבא.
הנה סבא.
הלו!
זה סבא. עם כל ה...
רוצה שאני אקריא לך סיפור? לפעמים, בואי, תשבי עליי ואני אספר סיפור. בואי. לפעמים... Daddy, what I wanted to say was, look what miracles my daughter's. Look at this miracle. Look, this is a miracle. This is Yuvali, and she's such a miracle, aren't you, darling? Yeah.
That's right. Beautiful.
Alma, for Saba.